We're going to go ahead and get started. Really happy everybody's here today. The few, the proud, the many. Really excited to be in person with so many of you and with all of the people on the Zoom meeting out there. Hey, everybody. Before we get into formal introductions and into the program, we start this meeting like we do every meeting, honoring the fact that our district is made up of two of the best countries in the world, and we're proud to be members of Canada and the United States. And so we're going to have Chris Steves up to sing our national anthem. National anthems, multiple. And please pay it. This is where our imaginary Canadian flag is. It's right over here. So if you want to look over there, do you want a microphone?
Sure.
Here you are. It's very Ghostbusters-y.
Thank you. Okay. Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rocket's red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say, does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? Now, if you'll join with me in singing, "O Canada." Oh, Canada, our home and native land, true patriot love in all of us command. With glowing hearts we see thee rise, the true north strong and free. From far and wide, O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. God keep our land glorious and free. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee. O Canada, we stand on guard for thee.
Well, thank you, Chris. Something's not working. All right. Got to hold this real close to your mouth. All right. Next, like we start every other meeting with, I want to invite three gentlemen up for the toast. They're actually a replacement three. The original three were flying a balloon over Lake Huron, and we haven't heard from them. But too soon. That was too soon. The first is our presidential nominee, Kevin Bobley, the president-elect, Arthur Williams, and then our current serving president, James Brown. I feel good coming up to do our toast. Gentlemen, we can cheer for him probably. I think we can. Yeah. Get up on the stage. Come on. Everyone has to use the mic too, by the way. Hold on. We got to wait for James. He's taking his time. Someone give him a piggyback ride. Got to get him up here. You're up first, boss. I guess I'm going to leave the stage while you do this.
That's a $25 fine.
Runs a tough club.
Right. Goes right to the Rotary Foundation.
All right, you guys ready? Yes. All right, to the king. Who's next? Oh, President. To the President.
To our wonderful friends that are able to come back over the bridge to Canada and to Rotary.
And to Rotary.
Thanks, George. Appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for being here. All right. I'm Joel Sherrard. I'm lucky enough to be one of the assistant governors this year under my good friend Tracy over there. Hey, Trace, how you doing? And I'm excited to share some of the Rotary royalty. Is that what we want to call them? Celebrities in the room? No. Just some special guests that we do have in the room. So we do have, like it or not, we do have our district governor-elect, Russ Jones, and his wife, Barb, here. Everyone say hi. We do have our current district governor, Tracy Sincock, here. Hi, Tracy. We have just one of my favorite people, past district governor, Aruna. Hey, Aruna. How you doing? The original founding member of the No Cavity Club, we do have Noel Jackson, past district governor, here. And the reason that I'm holding a device that looks like it should be in Ghostbusters, Liz Smith, past district governor, is here in the back of the room there. Thank you. We have Ed Smith here with his wife, Barb, the Dean of Assistant Governors. Ed, hello. The Dean. Never thought he'd be Dean. Dean, jokes aside. All right. We do have a Assistant Governor, Matt Hattie here. Matt, where are you? There he is. Sam Kennedy, Sam in the back, my table mate over there, Assistant Governor. And then we have some guy, Joel. We'll skip him. All right. Who'd I miss? Did I miss anybody? Oh, Kim. How could I miss you? I know. Well, no, actually, that was the first round of introductions. Now the one I've really been waiting for. We have Kim. Thank you for being here. Kim Spiro's here. All right. Excellent. Did I miss anybody else? Oh, I am really killing it up here. All right. Well, I guess with that, I am going to introduce back up, and he did silence his cell phone this time, our president-elect, Arthur Williams, to introduce our Dean of Assistant Governors. I'm heading this way.
Okay. Wow, I had a very important phone call there. It said, Mom Williams. She knows when to call you. Your mom does do that. Okay, so as it stated, I am Arthur Williams, and I have the pleasure of introducing a gentleman that I met through his wife. Can you believe that? Yay, Barb Smith. So this gentleman here, he's been part of Rotary Club for over 30 years. Now, I know there's many people here that's not even over 30, so that's a remarkable feat in itself. Great. And there's been some argument in the room. Some people say that he's been the past president for 5 years and 5 times, and some people say it's been 4 times. So I'm going to put those together and say he's been past president for 45 times. That's just got to be a record there. And then let me tell you, he is the Dean of Assistant Governors. And when I see Dean of Assistant Governors and I see an S after the governor, I mean, this man is so good that he has to be the Dean of Governors, not just one, but it's got the S on it, and that's plural. Everybody knows it's plural when it has an S on it, right? I know that he's had plenty of committees that he's been involved in and plenty of duties. And I was actually a part of one as far as helping the fundraising efforts that we did with, we were giving away a car or the money, whichever came, the best or whatnot. But that was real fun to me. I got to do things that I wasn't used to, calling people, emailing people, Facebooking people, and doing all this stuff. And they actually tell you how to do it. If you don't follow that, then you ain't gonna get nobody. So thank you very much. And I'm not gonna say his name yet because there was a gentleman I met on Monday. This guy, he just had to go to the restroom, and I work in a hotel, and I let anybody in my restroom because guess what? Somebody got to clean it up, right? So this guy happens to be, are you ready for this? He was the Brownstown police chief, ex-police chief. And so Greg Meyer told me to tell Ed Smith, hello. And he says that many talked with you, and he told me just, you're a great guy. And I already knew that because I met his wife that already bragged about him anyway, right? Okay, so, and he's right now, I forgot to mention his Rotary Club, but Mr. Ed Smith, who will be coming up to introduce the governor-elect, is actually a member and president incoming for the fourth time of the Woodhaven Brownstown Rotary Club. And I once asked him what was his success to being the man that he was, but I asked it telepathically, so he may not remember because I asked it telepathically. And this is the answer he said. You know, Arthur, I said one day, I'm going to read the dictionary from cover to cover. And then I said, oh, did it work? He says, no, I didn't finish. You know why? I says, why? He says, because I only got up to pee. Mr. Ed Smith. Thank you, my brother.
Thank you. Thank you, Arthur. Is this on, Liz? Okay. He'll be here all week. Be sure to tip the waitresses and thank you. Wow. I'd come up after you, man. I don't. But really, I do feel extremely fortunate. And thank you all for coming. But so many people in this room. You join together because you have a community spirit. But I really feel lucky because when I say this sincerely, and Tracy has heard me say it already today, that Rotary changed my life. It did. My life is way more fulfilling. You know, it's not about me, it's about we. And it's not about them, it's about us. Because when we do things for them, we do things for us. We're one people, one nation, one species. And that's a truth that is self-evident. No ifs, ands, and buts about it. And Rotary is needed in the world more than at any other time, I think, today. And we can't let people divide us. I'm so happy that Rotary is looking at diversity, equity, and inclusion, because there's so much we can learn from other people. There's so much we can gather, and we can open ourselves up to it. You know, I spoke at Trenton not long ago, and we talked about the four-way test. But let's all say that together. Is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? And is it beneficial to all concerned? We've had that four-way test for 44 years, since 1944.
Anything like that.
Okay. It took us 35 years
It's not the test
to
either.
bring women in,
Causes.
and a Supreme Court challenge. What would Rotary be today without women?
Yes.
Honestly and truthfully.
Yes.
So you talk about diversity, equity, and inclusion. Where would we be if we didn't have these wonderful women that are leading our clubs, leading our organizations for 17 years to get us to Jennifer Jones? Are you going to tell me we didn't have people who were qualified before? Yeah, she's wonderful, no ifs, ands, and buts about it. But she's not the first woman who had qualifications. She's the first woman that they would let in. Okay? There's a difference there. So I've had the benefit
Bye-bye.
of working with some wonderful people. Okay. District governors.
So he's in the middle of a test. They don't do it all
And
at
I
once.
look here
So they gave
with
people a dive, they
nothing
did
but
a
my
few
heart
things,
overflowing
and pause for
when I
about
see
3 hours.
Tracy,
They don't have
when I see
warning.
Aruna, when I see
We'll
Noel,
have any-
when I see
we-
Liz. These are
His two
people
in-
who
Yeah, his
believe
two is in,
fervently
he's not
in
gonna-
what they do.
It's not going
And
anywhere.
it comes
They
at a
have
cost.
slotted him.
It absolutely does,
a
because
possibility for
if
surgery
these are your
tomorrow.
convictions,
If it's able
if
to
this is what you
survive,
believe in,
then we won't do it.
it's going to cost you
But,
something.
right now,
Don't expect it
they
to be
have a
free.
slot-
Freedom isn't free.
They have a slot for him. in
So
case
if
isn't
this
clear
is
on
your
its own.
community in the
And so
world,
far, it's not clear.
our RI president, Jennifer Jones, says, you have to build the world that you want to live in.
It was.
It comes with
yes.
some
He's
assembly
been on a pump
required.
Since he got here.
Okay.
Right now,
You
they're
know,
going
it's
to pick up because
it
he's been
takes
going for tests.
life is a participation sport. So this
So
is your
I'll call you
canvas.
tomorrow as soon.
It's up to you to paint something on it. You only hear this long. Put something on it that makes a difference for someone other than ourselves. So it's my pleasure to introduce Russ Jones. And no, sit for a minute. I'm not. Yeah. Well, blame it all on his roots. He showed up in boots. So there's a story behind that. But Russ has been in Rotary over 20 years or 20 years. He's been AG. He's been kind enough to chair so many things. You know, I didn't really know what club Russ was in, because he was all over the place in so many different, one minute I thought he was in Southgate's club, then I thought he was in Plymouth's club. And I said, Steve, is he in your? No. Well, I said, why is he showing, because he was all over the place. And, the thing about Russ that you'll witness, you have a conversation with him, look at his face. See that smile? Okay. Any conversation that you leave him with, you're coming out with a smile. He has a way of uplifting you and making you happy. I have always had a good time with him. I'm telling you guys, he's due to hang out with. Okay. And we are going to hang out with him next year. We're going to have a lot of fun. He's got some wonderful ideas. In the meantime, if you want to get to know him better, we have a district conference coming up, by the way. You need to go to district conference. If you've got new people, there's no better place to give them an idea of the magnanimity of Rotary than a district conference. It will seal the deal. The first district conference that I went to, I came back, man, I was so charged up. I wanted to just tear up the whole world. All of them, they knew what they were doing by sending me there, okay? Because they knew how pumped up I was going to be. Oh my God, you saw this, you saw that, people from here, people from there. It's wonderful. It's wonderful. And it's right across the water. How convenient is that? And it's a dual conference. So you're going to meet other people. So what have I been talking about? I've been talking about people, okay? I've been talking about you guys. Many of you in this room, I would have never met without Rotary. Honestly and truthfully. We'll tell you that it's about the people. And I know that sounds cliche, but cliches become cliches because they're true. My friend, our future district governor, Russ Jones. Stand up and let's give Russ a hand.
Thank you, folks. I really have nothing more I need to say. Thank you very much, Ed. I do have a few announcements. Usually I forget, usually you do the announcements at the end, you give the speech, yada, yada, yada. And then you forget about the announcements because you just want to everybody wants to go. But I do want to mention, for those of you that have not signed up, if you're a president-elect, please register for pets. It's March 9th to 11th. Those of you that are not presidents-elect, think about becoming a president nominee and then an elect to attend pets in the future, because it's going to be more fun every year. We have grant management seminars coming up in March, the 20th and 29th. District Assembly is April 22nd. District Conference, Tracy's District Conference in Windsor Casino. She will be happy to work the room and sign you all up. I'll be there. I hope you'll be there over in Windsor Casino on May 5th through the 7th. And then last but not least, on your tables, Meet the Governor Night in Harrow on June 27th. You'll get to see me crowned as ruler, supreme ruler, governor. I'm sorry, just governor. It's going to be a fun time. If you've never been to Harrow, it's a fabulous time. So those of you that may not know me, most of you I think probably do, but just a little bit about me. My wife Barb down here, with her support is the only reason I can even do this. I have 3 boys, all grown, 7 grandchildren, and 2 of them live in the metro area and 1 lives in Chicagoland. I'm a retired financial planner, certified financial planner, and before that, I was in corporate finance. And my club, for all of you, the Rotary Club of Plymouth, will be celebrating our centennial in March of 2024. I hope you'll join us for that. I'm very proud to be the governor for our centennial year. I was president of the club in 2015-16, and I was the barbecue chair. We're known as the chicken folks. We cook up almost 10,000 dinners on one day. In 2009, I was barbecue chair. And I want to tell you a little story about that as being a barbecue chair. I had just joined Rotary, and my first barbecue, almost a year after I joined, afterwards they said there was rumor, we have a place called the Magic Kingdom. That's where we relax afterwards. And they were talking about that somebody had resigned from the committee and they were going to need somebody else to do it. And I happened to be sitting next to the person that was going to be the chair the next year. And I said, "Oh, I'll help. I mean, what could it be? You're on a committee, you just kind of help make things get organized. Piece of cake." They said, "Oh, great. Our next meeting is such and such a date." I went to the meeting, I found out it was a 7-year commitment. But that's how Rotary works. We don't always tell you everything, but no, and I think I'm like many people, you join because you don't have any aspirations to be a club president. You don't have any aspirations to be district governor or president of Rotary International. But you join to join your friends, to get some things done around your community. I thought I was going to be a so-called backbencher. I'd be on the committees, kind of help and so on. I had absolutely no aspirations. But slowly, if you become involved, you'll get sucked in. Many of you already have. We've got a lot of assistant governors, past district governors here. So yeah, y'all got sucked in. And I think everyone would say that you really, really enjoyed it. It seems scary. So, and you're going to talk a little more about that. But I want to talk about, together we see a world where people unite and take action to create lasting change around the globe, in our communities, and in ourselves. That is our vision as Rotarians. And our incoming president, Gordon McAnally, his theme is on one side or the other here. This side is create hope in the world. And that extends that. That's what we do. We create hope in the world. And he has a fabulous story. I hope many of you have seen this, but I'm going to repeat it anyway. It's out there on the Rotary website, where he introduces his theme at the International Assembly last January. Back just shortly after the 2004 tsunami that wiped out much of coastal Thailand and Indonesia, Gordon was helping rebuild a community in Thailand. And he met a woman that lost everything: family, her home, her livelihood, everything. Her husband, her daughter, her son, nothing. But she had a gift for him. She had this beautiful seashell that she wanted to give him. And he was just absolutely stunned by this. And she explained that by Rotary coming to her community to help them rebuild, gave her hope again, gave her optimism again in her life, that she felt she could go on. So President Gordon, that's when he realized that we create hope, lasting hope, by what we do. He wants us to create hope in the world by working for peace and mental well-being. And it's very personal to him, particularly on the mental well-being. And we've done a lot in our communities here with our clubs on mental health. He tells a very touching story. And the short version is he lost his best friend, his brother, his younger brother, to suicide. So that's why he wants us to continue to create hope, give people optimism so that they're willing to go on with their lives. So I think it's really beautiful. We should never stop. And always remember, even though you may not realize what you're doing, what's helping these people that we work with in their hearts. So That's the fun stuff, the touching stuff. I'm asking everybody to be the one. Not, oh, hey, I'm the man, I'm the guy, I'm the gal. No, everybody needs to step up. We can't do what we do in the world if people don't step up to lead projects, to do the things that we need to do. If you have an idea, make it happen. You can make it happen. Noel had an idea. He wanted a dental clinic in Ghana to serve, what, 250,000 people, town that didn't even have a dentist. 200,000. Oh, I'm sorry, I overstated the case, only 200,000. He made it happen. Elvira DeJesu wanted to bring water to Malawi. So we helped put together, it actually ended up being two, we had to break it up into the project into 2 global grants, but it was over $300,000 after she got things put together. We got the budget in, submitted the grant application. She said, Russ, where am I going to get the money? I said, ask. But she took the step to get it done. And now we're in progress. It's happening right now. She got the money together and made it happen. We need people to be club presidents. It's endemic, not only in our district, but around at least all of Canada. Our zone is Canada and Alaska and little bits and pieces like us here in Michigan. Everybody has, their clubs have trouble finding presidents. It's important to step up. People join Rotary. Y'all hear pretty much, I'm speaking to the choir, I think, but you can spread the word. It's not, you can be a club president without having to give up your job. And if it's such that people feel like they have to give up their job, you need to structure things, get outside the box, structure things, develop a team so that it's not all on that one person or 2 people. It's family first, job second, Rotary third. That's the balance. People do it. Our current director, Drew Kessler, does it. So even as an AG or DG, I didn't do a great job as a president doing that, by the way, as Barb, I think, will admit. I spent too much time on Rotary, but it is doable, and I'd like to help you do it and do it successfully with your family. But a person that stands out, I think the best example I know of for people that have an idea and they make it happen is a gentleman, excuse me, a past district governor in the Philippines, Dr. Barry Santos. He had the idea in 1979 that if he could just get $760,000, now I meant to do the arithmetic for inflation, but $760,000 in 1979 dollars is a hell of a lot more in 2023 money. But he had the idea that he could immunize from polio 6.3 million children in the Philippines. And he asked Rotary International for the help. We didn't have a grant program at that time to put that together. The president at the time said, well, I think we can help. They were actually putting together the 3H grant program. That's the predecessor to the Global Grant Program. And that stands for Health, Hunger, and Humanity. I actually participated on a 2007 3H grant. He got his $760,000. They promised it to him. Rotary did not have the money, but they came up with the money. They did immunize. All right, Bob, good job. I'm not going to call you out. We'll just, between you and me, it's for me. Thank you, Bob. That's Bob Curtis, folks. He's the incoming AG. So it was so successful that the Rotary International president, Jim Bomar, at the time, expanded it to 5 more countries. And of course, now today in 2003, we're down. I believe we're still at 0 for this year, just a short little bit of this year. We had 22, Kevin, is that right? 22? 26. Okay, who's counting? 26 polio cases. But back then, it was endemic in much of the world. So because of one man, we've almost wiped out polio. There's many other examples. I mentioned a couple of others. It's Rotary's normal people doing normal jobs, and you should be able to do Rotary leadership, whether it's programs, committees, or officers or district officers. and still keep your day job. In fact, the last 16 district governors, only one was retired. Everybody else had a job. I'll be the second that's retired. And so you can do it. It's not like I used to think, oh, nobody can do it. I don't know how they do it. It's doable. So part of leadership is to ensure succession of future leaders. So if you're a club president, president-elect, please, you need to develop the future leaders. And that's also on us at the district. And at the district level, we will be putting together to help people understand the opportunities they have at the clubs and importantly at the district. People become a president and then they just wander off into the desert somewhere. I don't know, that because they want to help, but they don't know how to help. They don't know what to do. So we want to help people understand the opportunities that you have as a past president or just an interested person, interested Rotarian, to be able to work at the district as well. One other thing that I think we need to work on more is our public image. We need to tell our story. If we want to grow Rotary, we need to tell our story. We need to put out the welcome mat. We need to make people feel comfortable when they come to our clubs. So, and we start with telling our story so people don't ask the question, what's Rotary? They want to know, when do you meet? How can I get there? And so that's an area that I want to be a little more proactive on. Last thing I want to ask of everybody is for your clubs, please take our money. We'll have over $60,000 to give away in May for our district grant program. I can't remember the last time, probably about 10 years ago, that we had more requests for district grant money than we had money. Every year since then, the 3 years that I was grant officer, we had money left over. Clubs, we have free money. All you have to do is go to a grant management seminar and ask for the money for a basic project. Only out of the 50, well, it was 52 clubs, we would be lucky to get 35 to 40 ask for the money. Everybody else wasn't asking for money. People, we have the money. We want to help you. You donate the money. We want to help you have your clubs be able to do your projects. We have 7 areas of focus to kind of guide us where we want to do our work. They're all important. I have 2 that are important to me that I'm going to be working on this next year. The first is peace, conflict resolution, and mental health area. As I've already mentioned, it's an area, don't need to say too much more, but we need to work on that. The other is the environment. It's important to me. I grew up in a rural area, my youngest years, and then moved to Los Angeles, not rural. And I love the woods. I love being in the woods. I love to fish. I love to walk. I've got binoculars. I do bird watching. I know it's an old thing. I'm not that old. I'm only 35. Well, 30. I've had a few celebrations in my 35th birthday. Let's put it that way. I really love the great outdoors. And one of the reasons I love living in Michigan, I've lived here now for almost 50 years. Well, oh no, more than 50 now that I think about it, is the Great Lakes. The most important natural resource probably in the world. 20% of the fresh surface water is right here in our backyard. We need to take care of it. We need to improve the habitats that have been damaged, whether it's wetlands or in the woods and fields. And I'm going to be looking for projects that we can do to improve the habitats for our wildlife as well as the wildlife itself. That's what's important to me. So I'm really, really looking forward to this. I want to thank Southgate Rotary and all my other friends, all of you for coming today. It's going to be, I hope to have a great year. We've had a good year. Tracy has been a great mentor for me. And so thank you. I'm looking forward to it. I hope you'll enjoy our year. I hope to see you at district conference. And that's it. Thank you. And do I do the mic drop now? Oh, Liz, no, Liz says I can't do a mic drop. Thank you, Chris.
Hi, thanks. Before you leave, Russ, we've got a few things that we would like to pass along. First of all, this is a book that was dedicated to you by Arun Gupta, Dr. Arun Gupta,
Oh,
who
yes,
is
yeah,
working
yeah,
on the SMART
yeah,
program
yeah,
with us
yeah.
and opioid addiction.
Oh,
And he
thank
wanted you to have a copy of that.
Oh, thank you.
Now, we, as a tradition, we like to purchase a book for our incoming district governor, as well as dedicating one to the Southgate Library in his honor. So what we have to come up with is something creative that pertains to that particular person. So I was reading your bio and it said that you were having you were working on a futile attempt at playing golf.
Yeah.
And I brought that up at a club meeting and somebody, I won't say who it was, but his initials were Steve Ollis, said,
He's seen me play.
he said he's seen you play and he said, he's really pretty darn good. He said, so why don't you pick something else? Like he likes to home brew. He's working on being a home brewer.
Well, it's like baking. I like to eat. I like to bake. So,
There you go. So what we decided to end up with is the Home Brewer's Almanac. Okay, this one is for
thank
you. It's
Oh, thank
dedicated to
very
you.
much. Thank you.
And then we will also put one in the Southgate Library with a dedication on it in your honor as well.
Well, thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome. And this was also a little side thing that came from our president-elect, Arthur Williams. He saw this and he thought you should have this. That's for you.
I'll hang it proudly at my brew house, also known as my garage.
There you go. And as a side note, if it comes up, you need a taster, I'm a stout and porter kind of girl.
Oh,
Okay.
well, I used to make a pretty good vanilla stout. So
Awesome.
thank you very much.
Thank you.